Hey guys, OGL Bina here, bringing you guys my APA Little Cup Season 1 Week 10 match against Ollie and his Basel Bastiodonss, I think is how you say it, or Basel, something like that. But yeah, we are 9-0 to this point. We have clinched the first seed. However, I do want to win this game. I went pretty hard in for prep, simply because if we do win, we have an undefeated regular season, and Ollie can't be in the playoffs, so we don't really have to hide or preserve any sets or anything like that. So I figured I would definitely want to bring my best team, and I obviously just don't like losing in general, so if I can avoid it, I'm definitely going to try and do so. But yeah, with that being said, definitely go check out Ollie if you haven't done so already. Very cool guy, very talented battler, and yeah, let's just jump right into the team matchup. So our team, if you did forget, consists of the Abra, Scraggy, Honedge, Seel, Swineup, Bonsley, Flabebe, Magby, Teddiursa, and P-Dove, while our opponent's team consists of, let me find it, the Alolan Vulpix, Gible, Alolan Sandshrew, Yamask, Alolan Geodude, Rattata, Trico, Shelter, Tepig, and Spearow. So the team that we're bringing, just to jump right into it and get this video done as quickly as possible, get into the battle, we have a Focus Sash, Snow Cloak, Swineup, Earthquake, Stealth Rock, Ice Shard, Icicle Spear. I love Sash Swineup. I think it's, a phenomenal backup check, just in case the Trico gets out of hand. We can kill that thing with 2 Ice Shards, or we can kill it with an Icicle Spear if we get enough hits, or the Shelter if it's -2 and a bit chipped, but you can kill it with an Earthquake, stuff like that. I figured it would be a nice option to have. Snow Cloak, actually, because of his potential Alolan Vulpix bring. If you want to bring that, we can dodge some moves in the Hail, and the APA doesn't have that ability banned, or like Snow Cloak, Sand Veil banned, so I figured, trying to take advantage of that was probably in my best interest. And then we just have dual stab plus priority and rocks. Hopefully getting the rocks up to chip down his team, break sashes, things like that. Next up, we have our Teddiursa, Toxic Orb, Jolly Nature, I can't even read the 196 attack, 116 defense, 196 speed, I think it is. Facade, Brick Break, Protect, and Crunch. This thing hits his team very, very hard. Facade kind of nukes through everything that's not naming a mask, and we do have Crunch for that thing. If we can pop a Colbur on that, that's great for our win con, which is later in the build. So if we can do that, that'd be absolutely great. And just Facade plus Brick Break hits his team very hard. Otherwise, Brick Break is for the Alolan Vulpix and Sandslash, and also breaks the Veil if he wants to try and set that in front of our Teddiursa, which is great. So yeah, that is going to be our Teddiursa. And then next up, we have Seel, rocking out with the Hidden Power Grass, Surf, Encore, and Ice Shard. Now this is going to be our Shelter check. Hidden Power Grass should 2-hit KO Eviolite Shelter, at -2 if he does decide to boost up. We have Encore if we can predict him to go for the Shell Smash, and Encore came into that. Surf just for general stab, and then Ice Shard is nice for the Gible, it's nice for the Trico, stuff like that, just to have that priority option. It's Little Cup, and priority's good. But yeah, next up we have our Magby, bringing a Belly Drum Magby this week. Belly Drum, Mach Punch, Fire Punch, Thunder Punch, pretty much max speed, max attack, and a little bit of HP. This is a good win con. If we can find the opportunity to set up, it's phenomenal. It is kind of hard to find a setup opportunity on his team, though. Our best bet is versus like the Yamask, potentially, or potentially the Tepig. But if we can do so, I honestly think we can just win with a little bit of chip on the Gible, if that does end up going down or something like that. But yeah, or we can also set up on his Alolan Vulpix if he decides to bring that. I totally forgot that. But yeah, that's going to be Magby right here. Then next up we have Abra, Focus Sash, Psychic, Hidden Power Fighting, Taunt, and Energy Ball. This is going to be another backup check to his very scary setup offense that gets really fast, like the Trico and the Shelter. We can taunt them, protecting them from subbing or Swords Dancing or anything like that, or Shell Smashing, all that stuff. Energy Ball hits the Shelter very hard at -2. I believe we pretty much always OHKO it, and then Psychic, just general good stab versus my opponent. I don't remember if he had a Dark type or not. He does not have a Dark type, so Psychic is a really spammable move versus my opponent's team. And yeah, next up we do have our win con, as usual, with our Scraggy, rocking out with the Substitute Dragon Dance Drain Punch knockoff. We didn't need any other moves other than our stabs. We can sub on things like Yamask that want to try and burn us, and try and lure us with, a Colbur Berry or something like that. We can sub on that and kind of set up to +1,000,000. We are Eviolite and Intimidate, so we can set up on some of his other physical threats as well. A much more bulky spread, just so we can take hits a little bit nicer. And yeah, that is going to be the team, so let's jump right into the game. You can see the team that my opponent elected to bring in: the Gible, Trico, Rattata, Yamask, Tepig, and Shelter. Now, right off the bat, the first thing I noticed is that I really under-prepped for that dang Rattata. I don't have very good switch into it. I pressure it offensively, but if it gets in at the right time, it's actually really, really scary. I am glad to see no Veil and no Hail Core. I didn't take on Alolan Sandslash the best in my opinion, so I'm glad to not see that. We did have, Mach Punch in our Magby and our Scraggy being put into the rest of that thing, but I just didn't like it otherwise. It, kind of scared me a little bit, so I am glad to not see that monster. And yeah, right off the bat, I am going to elect to lead off with my Teddiursa, just because I feel like it can punch an initial hole in my opponent's team really hard. If he wants to try and lead and go for a Shell Smash with his Shelter, I can hit that thing pretty hard. I can go for a Facade on everything else, not naming a Mask as well. And I can go for a Crunch on that thing potentially. And I have Protect to scout for the Will-O-Wisp. So he is going to lead off with his Gibble. And right here, I am going to elect to just throw off a Facade, as he does go for the Earthquake, so he doesn't get up his rocks, which is phenomenal, because I know I can live any Earthquake. Anyone hit this thing wants to go to for, I can live, and 2 Facades should always knock it out, which is great. And if I can prevent rocks on this against my team, then that makes my Swinub a lot better, and it makes my Magby a lot better as well. And I know I'll be able to outspeed him now at this point, unless he's Scarfed. And if he's Scarfed, then he's not getting up rocks. So we are going to be able to throw off the Facade. He's going to get a little Rough Skin chip on me, but he is going to go down right here, as I do take a tiny bit of Poison Chip, but I'll actually be able to get off one more hit, potentially, as he does go into the Rattata right here. Good old John Jr., as he's going to be able to actually throw off a Quick Attack and pick off my Teddiursa. So this Rattata is going to be a very good revenge killer this game. He does get the Quick Attack off, knocks out my Teddiursa, and he shows that he has Guts Flame Orb, which is also very scary. We don't switch in very well to that thing at all at this point. But yeah, I'm gonna go to my Scraggy. I know I'm not too KO'd by anything that Guts Rattata wants to do, and I should be able to scare him out. This is still a really good mon versus me. I don't think he'll want to, sack it off right away, as he is gonna go into the Trico, as I do go for the Drain Punch right here, just in case he did decide to stay and get some chip. Early game, there is no reason to really predict too hard, as he is going to get his Berry Juice, and he's going to get all the way back up, but, my Scraggy kind of comes out of this unscathed, and we can waste his Berry Juice to where he isn't able to, sub down on us and get it while he's behind a sub, and then SD, and then just, win. So I'm going to go into my Magby. I figure it's my least useful member. While it's still very good, it's not, phenomenal versus my opponent's team. So I am just going to go into that, and I'm going to throw off a Mach Punch just to get a tiny bit of chip on this thing, if at all possible. As he is going to go for the Acrobatics, it's actually going to be enough to knock out our Magby. So we are down right here, but I'm not too worried at this point. I can go into my Swinub and potentially scare this thing out. If he is... Oh, I was talking about Swinub, but I clicked it. No, Magby's the one who went down. But he is actually going to just go straight for a Seed Bomb. I obviously know I can live that hit 100% of the time. I'm going to get down to my Sash, and I'm going to go for Icicle Spear. Another added bonus to, besides being multi-hit, which is broken in Little Cup, is the fact that Icicle Spear never misses, unlike Icicle Crash. So I am going to be able to throw off that kind of no drawback, knock out the Trico, which I don't think the Ice Shard would have been able to knock him out, so I figured just going for the Icicle Spear in case he wanted to switch out would be a good idea. But he's going to go back into the Rattata. I don't want to switch into this thing. He's going to be able to go for the Quick Attack and pick off my Swinub, which is, again, annoying, but he's going to take a little bit of Burn Chip at least. So down goes Swinub, but it did take out the what do you call it? Oh my gosh. I'm blanking. Trico at this point. So we're looking pretty good in the end game here with our Scraggy at this point. He is going to switch out on us, go into the Shelter, because this thing is pretty naturally bulky, can take hits pretty well. I'm going to go for another Drain Punch just in case he wanted to attack, and I can get my health all the way back up. And I'm going to get, a little bit of chip off on this Shelter. And this is completely fine with me because I could have tried to set up at that point, but being that this is Eviolite, being from what we saw, we actually didn't 100% beat it from this point at all. If he wanted to Shell Smash or something like that, he could still knock us out the next turn, and we wouldn't be knocking him out at +1 anyways. So he's going to go for the Icicle Spear, though. He actually forgets Skill Link on his Shelter, I believe, which is, unfortunate for him, but we take him on pretty well regardless, as he is going to go for the Shell Smash right here, and I'm just going to throw off a Hidden Power Grass, I believe, just because it does hit this thing very, very hard, and he'll be -2 at this point. I could have gone for the Encore, but at this point, I didn't really see there was a huge point, as he is going to go down to about the red. He's going to go for a Rock Blast, And he's going to get a few hits here, but you're going to see even at +2, that does nothing. He only gets 2 hits, but 5 hits would have never knocked us out either. As I am going to go for the Surf because I know it'll knock out the Shelter as well, and we are going to be able to take it out right here, which is phenomenal. He is going to go down and go out into his Rattata. Now, this is fine with me. This is probably the thing on my team that takes hits from this monster the best. And he's going to go for the return, right? And he's going to do a decent amount. I'm going to go for the Surf. We're going to live on 4 right here. And we're going to do a big chunk with the Surf, which is great. He'll eventually be in range of his own burn chip here soon, but he is going to go down pretty low. He's actually going to be in range of Ice Shard, so I'm going to click it just in case he doesn't click Quick Attack for some reason, and he doesn't. So I think he forgot that, Seel got so much priority, and he is going to go down, or he just didn't think I had it because I was full special otherwise. But we are going to be able to take down the Rattata, which is phenomenal. And now right here, he's going to go into his Typic, and he's going to go for the Fire Blast. I'm assuming because he thought I was probably, super, super low. But Seel is actually kind of a 4 times resist to fire because of Thick Fat being a pure water type. So we eat that up, and we're able to go for a Surf on this Tepig, and we're able to pick up another kill with our Seel, which is absolutely insane to me. This Seel just put the team on its back, a fully defensive set, picked up 3 kills this week against my opponent's team. Now he's going to go out into the Yamask, and this game's pretty much as good as over. I'm not too worried at this point. I'm just going to go for the Surf, try and get some chip. There's no reason for me to try and choke at this point, as it does do, just about nothing, but he does go for the Shadow Ball right here. Not a huge deal. I'm glad that he wasn't Calm Mind. If he was Calm Mind, it could have been a little dicey, but Seel's going to go down, but not without taking down 3 of my opponent's members in the process. As I'm going to go out into Scraggy, I'm going to get the Intimidate off, and I'm just going to throw up a free substitute right here, just in case he was Colbur and Will-O-Wisp or something like that, and he could potentially, I don't know, 1v1 me that way. I just figured it was a no drawback play. If he was able to break my sub, then oh well, but no stab moves that it has is going to be able to. And he is going to go for the Will-O-Wisp, so we do get that play right. I'm going to go for the knockoff. It's actually just going to knock this thing out. So there was no reason for me to go for the sub, but it was just kind of a safe play just in case he was Colbur or something like that. I figured there's no point in me getting burned. In case he was like, Colbur, and for some reason he lived that and then lived the next hit and got the pain split off or something. But yeah, that is going to be the game. So GG's to Ollie. We are able to go 10-0 on the season with a 2-0 win right here, which is really that I've never had an undefeated regular season, so I am really happy and proud about that. Hopefully, though, that 10-0 curse doesn't come and get us. Or that undefeated curse, not 10-0, usually 12-0, but that undefeated curse doesn't come back to bite us. Every time I've seen someone go undefeated in regular season, they end up losing the playoffs, and that is not what we want to do. Having an undefeated regular season is really cool, but that's not the end goal. The end goal is to walk away with the championship, and that's what we want. So next week in the first round of playoffs, we play Blinn again, and if you remember, we played him week 9, and we have a very tough matchup, but I believe we did make some good changes to the team. I believe we have the squad to be able to beat him and go, move on to semifinals, hopefully. So yeah, that is going to be the game. GG's to my opponent. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new, be sure to subscribe so you can catch our league games as they go up every week and all that good stuff. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to get out of here. Later.